Hi everyone, Weston from Nerds for Knowledge here. I am going to be going to my very first Pro Tour qualifier tomorrow up in Northern Illinois. Because of that, I wanted to get a little practice in with the Theros sealed format. I've read a lot about the limited environment, but I haven't done much drafting myself or any sealed play. So what I did is I made a Magic Online account just today, so yay, go me. And then I got myself signed up for a Phantom draft because that was all I could, afford at the moment. And this is the card pool with which I was presented. Um, there may be some of you out there who see this and just go, "Oh, yeah, I know what I'd make right away." This was actually very tough for me because I felt like blue was definitely the weakest color. I mean, there were some splashable things with the Omen speakers and whatnot. Um, I thought it had potential, but blue was the one I was going to go to last if I needed to. White was also not that great. The Phalanx leader, I'm a big fan of. I always love that. The Snapcaster Cat is nice and everything, but I just had some issues figuring out what to do. Green seemed to have a lot of promise, and red seemed like it could potentially be aggressive. I was also confused because I saw, a couple gray merchants and I saw Abhorrent Overlord and I like black in this environment. I think it's a good way to go, but I wanted to take advantage of either the Polish Crusher or the Fleecemane Lion, so I decided eventually that I was going to go with kind of a white-green Tron deck, which you will see right here. This isn't complete. I think I added the Ferris Band Centaurs and maybe one other card. No, I think that's about it. And then I just added the lands in. So I'd like to know what you guys thought of that. Would this be the deck that you would choose? Um, if not, let me know. What would you have gone with based on what you saw there? So here I have the first match that I was playing, which I didn't end up winning. Unfortunately, I went 1-2. I would have went 1-1-1. I would have gone, sorry. I would have gone 1-1-1, except I got clocked out in the second one when, given that it was my first time on Magic Online, I was having issues with multiple blockers and getting the damage to deal the way I wanted it to. It took like 2 minutes of my clock off. Um, but in this first match, things were going very smooth. This is kind of what I envisioned for the deck. It was just, it was just a Tron deck. I just kept putting everything on the Phalanx leader or whatever the most viable heroic trigger creature was, and then let the deck kind of work its magic from there. Now, I will be honest, this player made some moves that I don't think I would have made in the same position. He had a somewhat aggressive deck, except that a lot of okay, I guess he didn't really. Okay, here's what I would say: it wasn't really aggressive. It was a lot of bigger creatures that came out later. A lot of times, and you know what? I faced three decks like that. Three decks full of big creatures and Tron. Like that was all it was. Everyone's sealed must have just been here's a bunch of big creatures, and here's a bunch of ways to make any small creatures you might happen to have gigantic. And that was essentially it. Um, so this guy did a lot of attacking when I wouldn't have attacked. But from here on in, I never saw, I think, a Lash of the Whip from him or a Sip of Hemlock or anything. So I figured that I was probably just okay, and I was. It was just build up, attack, attack, attack. It worked very smoothly. Unfortunately, I was unable to get video of my later rounds because the free software I'm using kept bumping. So yeah, thanks for taking a look. If you could just let me know what you thought of the deck that I built, if there was anything you saw while I was playing, I might have done differently if I used the heroic well. Take a look. Specifically, the big question I have is, would you have chosen that deck given that pool? I felt like it was kind of an odd pool. Just let me know what you think.